Hey y'all, welcome back. So in this one, what I want to do is, it's kind of a smaller change. I just want to add the units that things are in. So a 400-meter run, for example, is going to be in seconds, whereas age that's going to be something in years. So what I have here pulled up is people between 30 and 80. We've got a sample size of up to 100,000 people. We don't actually have that many. I'm removing some outliers for the number of seconds. And what it's showing here, um, you can see we have the units being displayed here. And then also, since this is in seconds, it's also translating this. When you actually show the averages, it shows a small description of the event. And I have the raw data pulled up here so that you can see we have 10,867 people, so not as many people in this sample size. That might be because we're removing some outliers. So kind of just some smaller housekeeping changes is what I wanted to show you. So let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is we'll open up our constants.py file, and I want to remove this display map, and I want to paste in, I have this on the clipboard, so I have a mapping here instead now. So for each of the keys that you would see, I have the display name, which we did originally have. I have what's better, and this is for something that I want to be able to do in the future. I want to be able to sort out which is better, because for timed events like the 400-meter run, lower is better, right? Whereas if you look at deadlift, obviously the higher weight is the better. So that's what you want to look at if you're looking at like top athletes. I have the unit worked out for each event, and then I just have a description for each event too, so that we'll be able to see that on the front end. Alright, so once we save that constants.py file, we'll see that we'll start getting an error on the page, and that's because the mapping name has now changed. But if we look over in helpers.py, we also have it as display axis label. What I'd like to do is I'd like to also generalize this a little bit more to be able to instead just pull from that display list that we had, to pull from this entire event mapping. So we'll want to reference things by keys. So if we want to get the display name, whether it's better, or if we want to get what the unit is or description, then that's what we'll need to do. So I'm going to generalize this, and I'm going to call this get event info. And then what I'm going to do, I already have the access name passed in, which is good. And then I'm going to also pass in a key, which is going to be a string variable, and we'll default that to, if nothing else, it'll display the display name. It'll display the display name. It'll get the display name, I think is the better way of saying it. And so what I want to do here is I'm actually going to have this call an internal method as well. So this will be, make a variable here called event underscore info. And what we'll do is, for an internal method that's not meant to be called by anything else, this is just the convention. It doesn't have to be this way, but if you start something with an underscore, that's a good way to tell other developers, like, hey, you're not really supposed to like expose this outside. So we'll call this get event, and this will take in the actual axis name. And so that axis name that's going to correspond to something like name or region or team. So, okay, so it gets this dictionary, which is good. And then what do we want to do? Well, first of all, it's not, um, or sorry, we want to return the event info. And then that'll be the key that we pass in. So if we're looking for display name, we'll get display name from here. Alright. So we have that, which is great. Now let's create this method. So, or no, it's we call the get event. And this will only take in the access name, which is going to be a string. And then this will, this will just be a simple method that the only thing it's going to do is basically what we had before. So return constants dot, it's called the event mapping now, and we'll use the get method on that, and we'll try to get by the access name. And then if we can't return that, what do we want to do? We want to return a dictionary that'll be in the same form as we have in constants. So what we can do is we can actually just grab one of these guys and paste it in there. And we'll just say the display name is the access name. Neither, that's fine. And then for these two, unit and description, we'll leave the both as blank strings. And again, so the reason that we have this dictionary as the second parameter is only because if it can't get anything for any reason from the access name, which should ideally never happen because it should always be something like this, then it will get this second dictionary. So that's kind of just like a placeholder in that sense. So what we want to do next is now we don't have display access label. We don't have that as an actual function anymore. So anywhere that it's defined, we don't want that. We want that to be get event info. So let's actually see if I'm wondering, because all of these are these ones where we're just looking for display are the display name is actually the default. So I'm wondering actually if what we can do is if we can just replace that with get event info. I actually haven't tried this before. So replace all, replace 8 occurrences. Alright, save that. And let's bring that back over. Oh, look at that. That seemed to have worked. So we have all of our display names and everything working correctly. We don't have any errors on the actual page. Awesome. Okay, cool. Alright, let's see if we can start adding in some units then. Alright, so firstly, let's change these subheaders. So right now it's just displaying a variable, the x-axis display, right? So let's make that an f string, since we want to have that variable, but then in parentheses right next to it, we want to be able to display the unit. So we'll keep the parentheses as the string part, and then we'll interpolate with another variable again. And let's see, do we have access to helpers? Great. Okay, so helpers get info. So this will be the axis name, so that's simply x-axis. And then the string, we don't want display name this time, we want unit to be displayed, right? So then we just do that, and then after this parenthesis, we do another single quote. So then if we scroll up, where is the second subheader? Okay, so if we scroll down, We also want this to be an F string as well, so let's do F string. We could copy and paste, but we're already halfway here, right? So open up another parenthesis. Then we'll do helpers dot get event info, and then this will be the y-axis and units. And end it again. Okay. Now let's see how that looks. Let's just refresh this. Oh, I see. That was happening because it says units. It should be just unit singular. So if we do that, bring that back. Okay. So it's years and inches. Great. Okay, let's see if we can do that same thing to the actual plot. Now the plot is being, I believe that is, yeah, that's happening from the actual figure, which is happening in generate scatter plot, which is defined in plot.py. So we want to go to generate scatter plot. Great. So let's do, okay. These we're going to want to do the same thing. I wonder if we can, okay. So we'll use the Alt key to put in multiple cursors since these are the same length strings. This should work. So we do that. We go end, go back one. Actually, wait, no, sorry. We're going to want this to be interpolated as a variable. And then we're going to want to open up parenthesis, open another interpolation. Let's just close that parenthesis for right now so we don't mess that up again. And then this will be helpers dot get event info. And then this is the part where we'll just say x-axis for now and then just change the other one. And then this will be unit that we want to get. Okay, great. So that saved us a little bit of time. And we'll do y-axis for that. And then have that rerun. And great. Inches and years. Cool. And we have that for other stuff too. So if we go Fran on here, that should be in seconds. Yep. Awesome. Great. So I think what we want to do next is let's put in the description that we put in, since that'd be kind of useful. So we want that to happen before display raw data. So if we go back to the main file, let's see, where is raw data? Okay. So that's right before here. So right after the show statistics, we're just going to open it back up again, and then let me look at my notes. What am I going to do? So let's do a subheader and just call this events or whatever you like. And then we're going to make two columns. So again, the way that we do this in Streamlit is we'll do like call 1 and call 2 equals st.columns. Actually, I don't know if we've gone over columns before or not. I forget. I can't keep track anymore. And then we'll just have that as 2. So in the case that we haven't, for the first column, you want to say with call 1, and then we'll do st.markdown because we want to display something in bold text. So we'll want some markdown formatting for that. So the way that we do that markdown again is we use the double asterisk before and after. So this will just be the x-axis display, and then st.markdown. This will be an f string as well. Let's also make this bold. Description. And then let's open up an interpolation. Call helpers.getEventInfo again. We'll pass in x-axis. And then the key for this one will be description. Okay. And then what we're going to do, column 2 is going to be pretty much the exact same. And I know age isn't an event, but we're just going to, for simplicity's sake, put that down here now. So call 2, and then change this to y-axis. Or maybe you do think age is an event, and you have to conquer it. I don't know what you want to do in life. Alright, so that should give us the description, so let's open that back up. Okay, we have the events down here. So this is what the Fran looks like, is you complete 21:15:9 reps of thrusters and pull-ups, and is there one more in the Fran? I can't remember. And then for age, it just says athletic age, but if we do something else, like if we do the grace, 30 clean and jerks, and it has the actual like RX weight in there. Alright, so that gives us the description. So I think what I'm going to do is I want to be able to do one more thing. I want to be able to right now it's just saying like the number of seconds, and I want to be able to actually display that, put that into minute. So that function I think I'm just gonna leave for the next video so we don't make this one too long. Alright, so I'll see you in the next one, and thanks for watching.